Have you ever felt that quiet jolt of fear, that single, uneasy moment when your legs tremble just a little as you get out of bed? Or when you hesitate before stepping off a curb, afraid that your balance might betray you? That hesitation isn't just in your head. It's your body whispering a truth that too many of us ignore. The ground beneath us feels a little less certain with time. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall each year. And here's the shocking part: once you fall once, your chances of falling again double. But this isn't about numbers. Because behind every statistic is a story, someone's father, someone's grandmother, whose life quietly changed after a single misstep. 5 falls out of every 100 lead to serious injuries like fractures or head trauma. And yet, most of them could have been prevented. You don't need fancy gym machines or heavy weights. You don't even need to run. What you need are small, intentional movements, simple exercises done daily that rebuild your legs, restore your balance, and bring back something even more precious: confidence. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. In this video, I'll guide you through 7 easy exercises you can do right at home, no equipment, no pressure, just quiet, powerful movements that keep you strong and steady. Because if you've ever thought, "I don't want to end up in the hospital because of one bad fall," this message is for you. If you enjoy practical, gentle health tips like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Health 365, and share in the comments how these movements feel for you. Now, let's begin with one of the simplest, and most powerful, ways to strengthen your legs. And you don't even need to stand up yet. All you need is a chair. This first exercise is called sit to stand. It mirrors something you already do dozens of times every day, standing up and sitting down. But hidden in that ordinary motion is one of the most accurate indicators of your independence as you age. Your ability to stand from a chair without using your hands tells more about your lower body strength and your long-term mobility than most medical tests ever could. I remember a man named Harold, 72 years old, a retired mail carrier. He once told me he didn't realize how weak his legs had become until the day he couldn't rise from his favorite armchair without pushing on both arms and grunting. "It crept up on me," he said quietly. "I thought I was just tired, but really, I was losing my strength." The sit to stand isn't just exercise. It's a way of reawakening your body's foundation, your thighs, hips, and glutes, the very muscles that keep you upright when you walk, climb stairs, or stand for more than a minute. Here's how you do it. Find a sturdy chair without wheels. Sit tall, feet flat on the ground, knees lined up with your ankles. Press your heels into the floor and rise slowly, without using your hands if possible. Then lower yourself back down, gently and under control. That's 1 repetition. It might feel easy at first, or surprisingly challenging. Either way, that's a sign your muscles are waking up. Start with 8 to 10 reps a day. You're not training for a marathon, you're reclaiming your independence, 1 motion at a time. If standing without your hands feels too hard right now, that's okay. Use your hands for support, but move with intention. Each repetition is a promise to your future self that you're not giving up your freedom without a fight. Now that we've activated the muscles that lift and stabilize you, let's move further down, to the lower legs, a region often forgotten, yet essential for circulation and balance. Most people don't notice their calf muscles until one day they stumble stepping off a small ledge, or feel unsteady on uneven ground. But these muscles behind your shins do far more than help you walk. They act like tiny heart pumps, pushing blood back toward your heart with every step, every stand, every shift of your weight. When those muscles weaken or stiffen, which happens naturally with age, you lose not just power, but also blood flow. So in the next part, we'll awaken that hidden power in your calves. The quiet strength that steadies every step you take. Now that we've awakened the power of your thighs and hips, let's move lower, to one of the most underrated heroes of your body, the calves. This next movement is called the heel raise. It looks simple. But don't be fooled, it's a small move with mighty results. I once met a woman named Linda, 74 years old, who had stopped taking her morning walks. Her legs felt heavy, her steps slow. "My feet just don't push the ground like they used to," she told me. So I showed her this single, gentle move. 2 weeks later, she called me with a laugh in her voice. "My steps feel lighter, and the leg cramps are gone. Here's how to do it. Stand behind a chair or near a kitchen counter for support. Keep your feet hip-width apart. Then slowly lift your heels off the ground, rising onto the balls of your feet. Imagine trying to reach the sky without using your hands. Hold that position for 2 seconds, then gently lower your heels back down. That's it. Simple, but profound. Do this daily, 10 to 15 repetitions. If your balance feels uncertain, rest your fingertips lightly on the chair. Over time, you'll need less support, a quiet sign that your body is remembering its strength. If your ankles tremble or your calves feel tight, don't worry. That's the sound of muscles waking up after a long sleep. As they grow stronger, your legs will feel steadier, your steps surer, and your confidence deeper. But we're not stopping there. Take a seat again, because now we'll target a set of muscles almost no one talks about. The ones that prevent those tiny, tricky trips over rugs, door frames, or uneven ground. These are the front shin muscles, the ones that lift your toes when you walk. They're small, hidden, and often forgotten, until one day your toe catches the floor and you find yourself falling forward. That's exactly what happened to my friend Joseph, 69, who tripped in his kitchen over the corner of a bath mat. "It wasn't even a big stumble," he said, shaking his head. "But my foot just didn't lift fast enough." To retrain that reflex, I taught him a movement called the toe tap. At first, he laughed, that's all. But 2 weeks later, he said something that made me smile. "My feet feel lighter now. I don't drag them anymore." Here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair. Keep your heels planted firmly on the floor. Now lift your toes up and down, tapping them rhythmically for 30 to 60 seconds. You're teaching your body to pick your feet up again, to clear the floor with every step. At first, you may feel a warm burn along your shins. That's a good thing, it means those sleeping muscles are waking up. Do this while watching the news or sipping your tea. It takes less than a minute. But what it gives you back is freedom, the freedom to walk without fear. Once your feet and ankles respond with more agility, it's time to rebuild something even more vital, your balance. Strength is what holds you up. But balance, that's what keeps you from falling when the world shifts around you. And I'm not talking about complex yoga poses. I'm talking about real-life balance, the kind that keeps you steady when someone bumps your shoulder at the grocery store. Or when you bend down to pick up something from the floor. After 70, your balance becomes one of the strongest predictors of how long you can live independently. But most people don't notice it slipping, until it's too late. Try this quick test. Stand up and lift 1 foot an inch off the ground. Can you stay there for 10 seconds? 15. Or do you start to wobble immediately? That's where Ellen comes in, 76, sharp and independent. One morning she told me she nearly fell just putting on her slippers. Not running, not hurrying, just standing still. "My body couldn't keep up with my mind," she said quietly. That was her wake-up call. So we began the single-leg balance practice. And within weeks, her confidence, and her posture, changed completely. "I'm not afraid of stairs anymore," she told me, smiling. Here's how you can start safely. Stand near a wall, countertop, or the back of a chair. Shift your weight onto one leg, and lift the other foot just slightly off the floor. You don't need to lift high, even an inch counts. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds, then switch sides. At first, you may sway or grab the counter, that's okay. Balance isn't just muscle strength. It's your brain, nerves, and reflexes learning to communicate again. Do 2 or 3 rounds on each side every day. You can even practice while brushing your teeth or waiting for your coffee to brew. In time, your body will respond faster, your ankles will grow more flexible, your hips more stable. And that quiet fear of falling will begin to fade away. Now that you've awakened your balance, it's time to sync your whole body again. Because your legs don't work alone. They move with your hips, your core, your arms, your breath. That connection is what keeps everything flowing. And one of the best ways to rebuild it is through a movement that feels almost childlike, marching in place. It's the kind of move that reminds you of music class or early morning energy at school. But don't underestimate it. Marching in place trains your coordination, reconnecting your upper and lower body. And retraining your brain to move in rhythm again. After 70, the real reason for many falls isn't just weak muscles. It's the delay between thought and movement. The brain says, lift your foot, but the hips hesitate, the foot drags. And balance doesn't react in time. Half a second of delay, that's all it takes to fall. That's what happened to Richard, 75, a retired mechanic with strong legs but poor coordination. It's not that I can't walk, he said. It's that I keep bumping into door frames, like my body's half a beat behind my brain. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how marching in place can retrain that timing. So your movements feel connected, confident, and alive again. And so, we began with something simple, marching in place. At first, it was slow and steady. One knee lifted, then the other. A gentle rhythm flowing under soft background music. After just a week, Richard looked at me, surprised. He smiled and said, "My feet finally remember what to do again." That's how small change begins, quietly, but profoundly. Here's how you can start. Stand tall, near a sturdy surface for safety. Slowly lift one knee up to hip level, then lower it and raise the other. You don't need to move fast or lift high. Just enough for your body to shift and respond. Aim for 20 to 30 steps, controlled and intentional, not rushed. You'll feel your hips engage, your thighs tighten. And before you know it, your arms will start to swing naturally with each step. That's a beautiful sign, it means your body is waking up. Your coordination returning. Your rhythm coming alive again. With each session, you'll notice your walking feels smoother, lighter, and more deliberate. You'll trip less, stand taller, and carry a quiet sense of balance with you. All from this simple daily practice. Once you've regained that sense of stability, it's time to take the next step, quite literally. Let's wake up the muscles that keep you steady from side to side. Because walking forward is easy. But what happens when life asks you to move sideways? Stepping out of your car, reaching for something in the kitchen. Or stepping off a curb. That's when lateral stability truly matters. And most people don't realize how fragile it's become. Until their hips start to wobble or their knees feel uncertain. One of the most effective ways to rebuild this stability is through the side leg raise, a quiet, graceful exercise that strengthens the outer hips, the unsung guardians of your balance. These muscles don't just help you walk. They're what keep your body centered when movement takes you by surprise. I once worked with Barbara, 78. A woman who loved tending her flower garden. But she had stopped after noticing she lost balance each time she stepped sideways. "I don't trust my legs when I'm not moving straight," she confessed. So we added the side leg raise, just a few gentle sets a day. And by the end of the month, she wasn't just back in her garden. She was bending, reaching, stepping over stones. Without holding on to anything. You can begin right now. Stand beside a wall or a sturdy chair. Shift your weight onto one leg. Slowly lift the other leg to the side, about 12 inches off the ground. Keep your toes pointing forward, not upward. Hold for a few seconds, then lower the leg down, smooth and controlled. It might feel awkward at first. That's perfectly normal. These muscles don't get much attention in daily life, especially if you don't move much or tend to be cautious. But the more you practice this, the more you'll feel yourself grounded, strong in every direction, not just forward. Try 10 repetitions on each side, slow and deliberate. If you feel a gentle burn along the side of your hips, you're doing it right. That heat is strength being rebuilt, one fiber at a time. And remember, this isn't about looking graceful. It's about building quiet, enduring power. The kind that keeps you standing tall when life nudges you off balance. Now that your hips are awake and your side-to-side stability is back, it's time to focus on the final piece of the puzzle, your ankles. Because no matter how strong your legs may be, if your ankles are stiff or weak, they can still betray you in a single second. Think of your ankles as the hinges of a door, small, often overlooked, yet absolutely essential. They allow you to twist, pivot, and recover your balance when life throws you off center. But here's what surprises many older adults. After 70, the ankles can quietly lose strength and flexibility, without any warning. Until one day, you step onto uneven ground, and twist your foot. I remember a gentleman named Howard, 81. A devoted grandfather who never missed his evening walks. One afternoon, he stepped off a curb just slightly wrong, and his ankle gave way. No fracture, thankfully, but the injury took weeks to heal. He shook his head and said, "I thought ankles didn't matter at my age. Turns out, they matter more than ever." That's why the ankle circles exercise is a hidden gem. Simple, gentle, but profoundly effective. It retrains your ankles to move freely and react quickly again. So they move with you, not against you. Here's how to do it. Sit comfortably in a sturdy chair, your back straight. Lift one foot slightly off the ground, just enough to move it freely. Now, rotate your foot slowly in a full circle. Clockwise first, then counterclockwise. Complete about 10 circles in each direction, then switch sides. At first, you might not feel much. But if your ankle feels tight, make small clicks, or tires quickly. That's your body's quiet signal. This is exactly the exercise it's been waiting for. You can do this while watching TV, chatting on the phone, or relaxing before bed. This small motion keeps the ligaments supple, improves circulation, and strengthens the small stabilizing muscles around your feet and ankles. Over time, you'll notice subtle but powerful changes. You'll adjust your footing more easily on uneven ground. Your feet won't roll inward as easily, and the risk of twists or sprains will fade into the background. Once your ankles are back in the game, your entire lower body is reconnected. Hips, thighs, knees, calves, feet, and toes, working together as one strong, intelligent system. These 7 movements may seem simple, but together they form the foundation of something far greater. The ability to stand tall, move freely, and live independently. And now, as you sit here, steady, breathing deeply, take a moment to recognize what you've just done. You've done something far more powerful than exercise. You've chosen yourself. You decided to move, to strengthen, to reclaim control. And that decision alone is what keeps you young. Not the number of candles on a birthday cake, but the quiet courage to keep moving forward. Aging doesn't mean losing control. It means learning new ways to keep it. Every small movement you make each day is more than a stretch or a repetition. It's an act of defiance. A whisper that says, "I'm not done yet." Be proud. Not just because your body is growing stronger, but because your mindset is, too. Because it's never too late to grow steadier. Never too late to stand taller. And never too late to walk forward, with confidence in every single step.